Stampin' Friends, it's Ayana Johnston with another check this out video tutorial to show you. Today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful Merry Christmas Starlight Christmas card. So it's Christmas crunch time, I know, probably for everybody, and I wanted to go ahead and create a card that I could kind of mass produce and get out the door right away, or I could have on hand for those family and friends that come by on Christmas Day. So I did a mass mailing or a mass production of these cards, which I'm going to show you today. And of course I got the idea from Brandy's Cards, who does her wonderful 10 and 20. So today I'm going to show you how I did this really quickly, going through my mass production. You can get the supply list for this card on my blog at www.checkthisout.stampinup.net. Okay, so let's get started making this card. To make this card, you're going to need the stamp set called Star of Light. There are so many things to do with this stamp set, and I've already made some other cards with this stamp set. And we're also going to use the coordinating Starlight Thinlits. We're going to use this Thinlit frame right here, and then we're going to use this decorative star right here for our card as well. And on the Starlight stamp set, we're going to be using these cute little stars, these nice twilight stars here, and these kind of shooting out little dots that kind of give the star a cute edge. Then I'm also going to be using the sentiment Merry Christmas, and then this May your seasons be peaceful, your new year be bright. I'm going to put that all in my card. For stamp sets, you're going to need two stamp sets. We're going to use the Night of Navy and Real Red. And then for cardstock, you're going to need, and because I'm doing a mass production here, I have Night of Navy cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I have 6 of these pieces, so you're going to kind of see me go through this pretty quickly, hopefully quickly. Then you're going to need 6 pieces of Whisper White cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and this is for the inside of the card. Then you're going to need a piece of Cherry Cobbler for the actual card. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2, and I have 6 of these. And then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White, and you're going to want to cut this at 3 3/4 by 5. One thing I also want to mention with this Whisper White, I've done this ahead of time. So I have 6 of these pieces of Whisper White that I used the decorative frame in my Big Shot, and I angled it, or I centered it a little more at the top, so I have some room at the bottom here for my Merry Christmas. I ran it through my Big Shot. You can run about 2 of these pieces of paper through twice. So I did that, and I have 6 of these pre-done, ready to go. Next, you're going to need a rather large sheet of the red glimmer paper. And you can see I've already pre-cut out my beautiful star that I had, but I want to go ahead and tell you a tip. When you're using the glimmer paper, the scrap sheet of your glimmer paper, what I always do is I peel off the backing, which makes it very easy and thinner to get through the Big Shot, and then I go ahead and run the star through the Big Shot 6 times. And like I said, I have those all pre-ready to go. Now we're going to go ahead and just start the card and start stamping. First, you're going to need this beautiful star that's already cut out. You're going to need both stamp sets, so your Real Red and your Night of Navy, and you might as well just have those open and ready to go at your leisure. And then you're going to see me stamp here. So first I'm going to go ahead and stamp the entire card, and you're going to see me use the beautiful little spritz here, kind of in Real Red, and I'm just going to get the corners and actually kind of in between the stars, the points of the stars. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use my Night of Navy with my cute little stars. And you can put these random wherever you like. I tend to like to go 3 and 4 to kind of mismatch them, but there's no right or wrong way to do this. Next, I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Night of Navy. And then I'm going to take a sponge and I'm going to ink around the edges using Real Red. And that's one card. Now you're going to see me move through the rest of the stars. Got some glitter on it from the glimmer paper, so I just brushed that off. And the nice thing is, as I get these all kind of going in my mass production, which again, this was Brandy's cards that gave all of this idea to be able to put all this together so quickly. You know, it's just getting it set ready to go and then moving right along with it. But once I get that going, I can kind of decide if I want to change things up or add a little different colors to them. Now, because I've got some lines on that one that I can see, I gotta wipe off my stamp a little bit. I'm gonna just flip it over and use the other side. And actually, you can see I didn't even switch from my blotted print. I've just grabbed the other stars and kind of gone around with it. Okay, so next I'm going to stamp the inside of my card. You saw how I got all these done fairly quickly. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp this with Real Red. And I'm going to do this with all of my cards. You can see how I kind of figured out a little bit of a faster way to go as I got my bearings. Next, I'm going to take that wonderful Spritz guy. I'm going to clean him off, and I'm going to do this one in navy this time. And I'm just going to randomly place the Spritz wherever, just like so. Okay, so on this one I'm going to redo. I'm going to go on the back side because I got that line on there again. Got to be better about my positioning and pushing down, straight up, straight down. And then here's one other one I want to fix as well. Okay, so now I have my inside ready to go and my outside. And one other thing I meant to do on my inside, let me do it real quick, is I like to ink around the edges. This one I did with navy blue, Night of Navy. Okay, I have all of my pieces put together. I'm good to go, so I'm excited because I can put all my pieces together. Put this aside. And for this one, when I'm putting these pieces together, I use a fine tip glue pen. I use some multi-purpose glue, and then I also use some Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's start to gluing this together. So first, you're going to want to have your card base. And what I did with this is I took my Mono-Tumbo glue, and I've kind of gotten a little used to liking to use this glue a little more because when I'm doing Christmas cards, I've heard from people sometimes things fall off, and I hate hearing that because I can't get to New York or whatever state to help. So Mono-Tumbo tends to stick and stay stuck. Or multi-purpose glue. So then I do that. And actually that one went down. And what I like to normally do is put a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of that, but that's okay, I forgot. So we'll just kind of go with it. I'm using my fine tip glue pen. I always like to have some piece of paper behind it that I don't care about if I get stuff on it, so that way I can put as much as I want. Okay, so this guy, I'll put him right in the middle there. And then once I go ahead and do that, I'm going to go ahead and add some rhinestones. I can't not have a little glitter with this, so I'm going to kind of show you all of what I do here with this. I could let it glue, but I want to show you the finished product real quick before I do. the rest of them all in a quick mass production style. And then lastly, I take the beautiful glimmer pen. Oh, that one wasn't quite down yet. Around all my stars. Look at that. Who doesn't love a little extra glimmer, shimmer, shine, all done? And then I just have to adhere the inside. So now you're going to see me just go quickly through all of these, more mass production style. Okay, so you can see how I was gluing all of my layers down. I had a little technical difficulty. I've got all 5 of these done, layered together. Next I'm going to go ahead and use some fine tip glue like you could see before, and I'm going to start my mass production again of getting the star in here. It's a little tricky because I don't want too much glue on there because it bleeds. It gets on your fingers and then sometimes you get it in the card. Okay, I think that was the hardest part. Well, that was probably the most time-consuming part. So now all we have to do is go ahead and put on our rhinestones and a splash of color with that glimmer, with the glimmer paper, and the glimmer pen, and we are good to go. I will tell you this, I always like to make sure I close this glue pen so that way it doesn't get too hard too fast. And then I'm just going to add my rhinestones. And if you just do them all over like this, you will get yourself really good to go. And then this is when I add my Stampin' Dimensionals. And you can do it however you want. Sometimes I do it a little backwards than most, and I just stick them on randomly on my card base because I know it's going to cover up most of my card base. And then I have a little more dimension to my card. There you go. And then I'm going to add my glimmer pen to add some more shimmer. Now, if you don't like to add all these little extra details, I don't want to say there's a ton of them, but sometimes you just want to hurry up and be done. You can, by all means, you don't have to do the rhinestone and you don't have to do the glimmer pen. It's just something I prefer to do. I always like to do a little bit more glitz and glam if I can find a way to do it. Okay, so I'm not going to have you watch me go ahead and complete all of the other ones that I have, but I think you get the idea of how I'm just getting my mass mailing going, and you can do it yourself any way you like. So that way you can have some quick Christmas cards, or you can mail out some cards, and instead of putting Merry Christmas on there, you could put Happy New Year and then get some out also. I'm glad I was able to squeeze in one more card for you. And I'll be sure to get out some other great deals and some great ideas with the new catalog that came out. But be sure to stop by my blog because I've got some great deals going on right now. So I'm just loving what I have through the end of December, and then we'll be sure to have some more. So happy stamping, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I apologize that it was a bit longer. Happy holidays.